It's day 22 of NaNoWriMo. I'm Patrick Sheriff. I wrote 1,000 words today. I'm on 43,000 words. Yay! It went very well today. Those are the numbers, but really what was great was getting some inspiration. And I got a lot of inspiration from going to 2 art museums today with my wife. We got the day off today. And we just, one of the great advantages of living close to Tokyo is we're close to Tokyo. So we jumped on the train and went down to Ueno. And they've got some great art museums there. I can't remember the 2 art museums we went to, but we went to see a Munch, Edvard Munch exhibition, and they had just about every picture he's ever done, or all of his famous ones. And of course with the Scream. It was great. I mean, he's quite a miserable bloke, and he had quite a tough upbringing in the sense that, well, he lost his mother when he was, I forget the age, but a young age, like 9 or 10 or something like that, and lost his sister even before that to tuberculosis. So that would be why his paintings are so morose, or that's why he's so concerned with death, ironically, and he lived to be 80. Anyway, I didn't want to talk about how his difficult life and stuff, but seeing, I mean, they had 3 floors of his paintings, and you could see his development and how he progressed, and it was really very interesting from, just from a writing point of view, if you're a writer. Well, I mean, it's quite profound. I mean, what can I say? Everybody knows The Scream. It's one of the most famous paintings. Even people who don't like painting know that painting, and you actually look at it, and actually technically it's not that amazing. After we saw Munch, we saw a Vermeer, the girl with the pearl earring, although that one wasn't there, but The Milkmaid, it's a famous picture. I'll try and post some of these on the end of this video. And a completely different style, and 400 years earlier than him. But anyway, comparing the 2 was quite interesting. One of the things about Munch was technically he wasn't that brilliant. I mean, and you look at, or at least that's what I thought. You look at some of his early work, and it's technically very, very good. He's learnt from some great masters, I think, of the 19th century. He paints very what's the word, naturalistic. You look at it and you know what it is, that kind of thing. Very, very high technical ability. But then as he developed his own style, he almost has a style that looks like anybody could paint. I don't suppose anybody could, but it was really great just seeing the paint and the brush strokes right up close, and you could see where he just got angry and wow, 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 like that. You could see the paint coming off, paint splattered and stuff like that. So you could really have a sense that the artist was standing there before he painted it. So, and compare that with the Vermeer, who's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, technically brilliant analysis of light and dark, and the way the light comes in through the window and bounces off different things, and it sort of has a 3D effect just because he gets the right light and dark. And it's really, really impressive. And I've seen pictures and books, but it's nothing like when you see the actual thing, even though his paintings are quite small, they're like little panels. But my God, the detail and the realism, and jumping at you from 500 years ago. Where am I going with this? But still, Munch still is the most famous painter in the world, probably, that one painting. And it made me think about your body of work. You look at some of his other pictures, and they're quite morose and miserable, but that one stands out. But in order to get to that one, I mean, like I said, we went through 3 floors of pictures, and he lived to be 80, and he painted until his last days, I think. So he's just got loads and loads of pictures, some not as good as others. But it makes me think about writing, and I think you really have to write loads and loads and loads. That's your job. If you're pretty good at writing, write loads. And these hailed masters who've done great things, they wrote loads. And some of their stuff isn't that good, or doesn't appear to be that good. Or afterwards we say, oh, that's like this great masterpiece, The Scream. You can see elements of it over here and over here and over here. Yeah, after the event. I mean, probably when he painted The Scream, he wasn't aware that it was going to be his signature work is because he painted it on cardboard. He stuck some cardboard on I think some wood, and painted in oils on it. So didn't even use canvas. So he wasn't necessarily thinking about the future. I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, the thing is, I don't think he knew. Well, he couldn't have known what would happen with the Scream. So I think that's true for everybody who's writing. You don't know how your work is going to be received or perceived by the audience. In fact, Munch was his audience wasn't ready for him. They thought his stuff was rubbish in Berlin, but he still exhibited in Berlin, and there were a few people who saw it and said, "Oh, he's onto something here," and that's how his name got known. There are other lessons you could take from this, is that maybe you should stick to your guns. And he wasn't writing or painting to market. He wasn't thinking about the market, I don't think, at all. He was thinking about death and whatever the things that he thought about. He was trying to make great art, and then found the market later. The market shifted. Now, maybe he was lucky. Maybe if we write to our muse, the market will never shift in that direction. I don't know, but his stuff is now seen after. I mean, he died in 1944, but his stuff is just as relevant today as it ever has been. You should have seen the queues coming out there. Well, actually, to be fair, Vermeer got more queues. It was packed, and the price of admission was twice as much. You had to buy tickets to go and wait for more tickets, that kind of thing. But then again, Vermeer wasn't recognised in his lifetime as being a great master. They thought he was good, but wasn't really rated until, I think, in the 19th century, I think. So it took 400 years for his genius to be noticed. Didn't do him much good, but now we all know his name, and we all visit him and see his pictures. So, what am I saying? I don't know. I mean, you can take a lot from it, but what I took from it was that you should. Whatever your medium is, if writing is your thing, then write a lot. Get it done. Get it out there, and let somebody else work out whether it's genius or not. Still, at the same time, trying to find a market for what you do. I mean, put out as good quality as you can, and you never know, it might have a life after your death. So that's what I thought about there. So I don't have any quotes today or anything like that. I just have that general tip. You could go and get inspired from other artists or other forms, whether it's music or pictures or, from outside the medium of writing as well. Actually, it's important. The Scream itself was, Munch said he heard a sound and was trying to replicate the idea of a sound in picture form. Of course, it's impossible, but by trying to do that, he came up with the Scream. And you look at his stuff as well. I mean, he did have a commercial mind. I mean, he did lots of lithographs, so that's like prints of pictures. So he had lots of the same picture again and again and again, so you can mass produce it and sell it off. And he did do portraits for people, some odd-looking portraits, but he did do portraits for people of the day. So, and he had a rich German banker who was his patron. So there was a business side to it as well. It wasn't just pure art. And of course, if he hadn't shown his art at the Berlin exhibition, perhaps nobody would have heard of him now. He'd be a very, very obscure painter of no repute. So then again, you could take that message, get your stuff out there. But I take it as get your stuff out there, but do the best things you can. And so when I saw his work, it maybe kind of inspired me a little bit. I'd been toying with the idea of doing something a bit odd and making the narrator of this book not Hannah Walker, but a Yakuza. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that, because having seen the sort of the chances that these artists took, and it paid off, and they made great art. If they'd just done what everybody else had told them to do, paint to market and do the same old stuff, we probably wouldn't remember them now. Not that will make me any money, but it might make my kids some money, I suppose. I have heard it said that there's more to life than money, but I don't believe that. Anyway, onward and upward. Tomorrow's another day. Yeah, get inspired and get on with it. Okay, see you tomorrow.